G'day guys, how you going? I'm Iski, welcome to my YouTube video and welcome to Ant's Super Cinema. This is my cinema that I'm slowly building by myself. It's coming along, I'm digging it, I'm really liking the progress and hopefully we'll get some more done today, although we won't see any progress in here because today's video is going to be completely different. Today's video we are going to be scrapping about 40 massive big TVs and we are going to be using a lot of the parts that we get out of those TVs for my cinema build. If you might have remembered, I just did a video where I basically I scrapped one TV. It was a massive probably 70-inch LG TV, and out of that TV I pulled out all of these. Actually, they're down here. I pulled out all of these bulb diffusers. These go over the light bulbs in the back of a TV. I pulled out all of those bulb diffusers, as well as a bunch of the milky white transparent acrylic parts that the screen sits on, and I basically pulled those out because I want them for my build. I need them to basically build my starfield ceiling. I want to do nebulas. We're going to try and do nebulas and starfield, starfield glow and Milky Way type of glowing effects. We're going to be putting lights on the other side of our ceiling to shine through. So we want to diffuse that light a little bit more and see what it looks like when it comes through the black double velvet. But that's one reason. We also we needed all of these diffusers down here. We need that for this feature wall over here, which is all these big square things that you see. They're going to be acoustic diffusers. They're going to have LED lighting inside them, and that's why we need those diffusers. But one thing I haven't talked about yet, and let me just bring this up, this screen. One thing I've never spoken about until right now is another feature wall that I'll be doing, and that is the feature wall that is going to go behind my main screen. Now the screen that's going up into the ceiling, that's not my main screen. That is just an additional screen that I wanted to install while I was doing this build. I've actually got two up there, but my main screen is that massive frame that doesn't have fabric on it yet. You can see it, it goes from the top to all the way to the floor. It's 180 inches, 16:9. And so basically the wall that you see behind that frame is where I want this next feature wall to go, and I'm going to be calling that feature wall my Borg/Tron wall. I'm not really sure about the name, we'll figure something out closer to the time, but basically if you've ever seen the Borg mothership or a Borg ship, it looks sick, it looks so cool. It's like this deep grey type of industrial looking wall, and I want to do something, and it's got all this green accent lighting all over it, and I want to do something very similar to the entire wall behind my screen, the entire thing. But not just that, I also want to have like ribbons of light coming through it as well, like you see in Tron, the light cycles. And the way I'm going to achieve that is, some people may have noticed over this entire build, I've had these circuit boards kind of in the background. I've never talked about them, but you can see here, this is out of a plasma TV. I actually painted this, spray painted it white. There's another one over here. This is out of an LED TV. You can see how much thinner that is. And this board here is out of an LED. I'm not sure what that's out of, but it's out of a TV. But can you see the HDMI connectors and all the RCAs, etc. But yeah, so that's what we're going to be using to build our Borg/Tron wall. So I want those to be completely lined against the wall behind my speakers, and the other thing is they may even act as a bit of an audio diffuser in themselves. We'll see. But the reason why I want parts out of a TV, I want more of those milky white acrylic parts that the screen of a TV sits up against. The parts that I need for my starfield ceiling, well, I want that for my Borg wall, because I need to basically kind of put LEDs behind that build that out a little bit, and that is what my circuit board is going to basically sit up against. But before I screw these up, what I plan on doing is just cutting a bunch of roads with a small little angle grinder. I'll do some roads. I'll do them so they kind of match up, and we'll kind of make it kind of look like ribbons of light. So when there's a light source behind them, it will light up and hopefully look pretty cool, I reckon. Now let's go over here. If we actually, I've never taken you up here before, but this is under my house. Can you see here? We have a bunch of TVs on some shelving. Well, I don't know how many there are. There's got to be about 50. But these TVs here are TVs that I've fixed. I've fixed all of these TVs. I've never shown people, I've never done a video on them before. But these are the ones that I've fixed. Find these and I fix them. And you can see there's a bottom shelf down there. But obviously I'm not going to be scrapping these TVs because, you know, they're fixed and they work. And in fact, see this? This here is one of those acrylic diffusion panels out of the TV that we need for that Borg / Tron wall, as well as my Starfield ceiling, because it diffuses the light when you put a light source on the other side. We need dozens of them. I already have quite a few. I already have probably a couple of dozen, but we need more. So if we turn and look this way, this is my kind of laundry area for my house. Under that white sheet is my personal machine. I'll be doing a video on that. That's probably one of the best dump finds I've ever had. But over this side, check out all of these TVs. These TVs are massive. They're brand new. Some of them are really brand new. They're the latest model TVs. But these TVs all had cracked screens. Most of the boards in these TVs were okay. But you can actually see there, that's where the diffuser bulbs that we're going to be pulling. We're going to be pulling all of those off. And if you have a look at this one here, this is without the screen. We want to get to that part there, but we need to do it to all of them. But yeah, I actually keep these TVs because a lot of the time somebody might have a TV, and basically one light bulb, one of those bulbs will blow. And basically that means your TV is a write-off. You can't fix it. You know, even TV repairmen don't normally. You have to be pretty dedicated to do it. I've done it before, but I'll not do it again. Yeah, basically that kind of, it causes a chain reaction, and basically all your bulbs go out then, and you can't use your TV. You have to throw it out. But what I like to do is kind of find those TVs or look for them online, people kind of giving them away. And what I like to do is basically pull their good screen off their TV, and if I have one in stock, I'll actually stick it on a good, so basically these panels are good. I'll actually put their screen on one of these panels if I have one. Hopefully that makes sense. But the thing is, I don't want to do that anymore. I want the space. I've run out of space. You can see all my corset patterns above. That's where all my corset patterns were. This is basically where I used to sew a lot of my stuff. It's one of my industrial sewing machines. In fact, that does the leather and the vinyls and so forth. That's my eyelet machine over there, and my buttonhole industrial machines over there. See, I can't even get into all of this stuff anymore. But yeah, I just want to get rid of that now. I don't want to do it anymore. And I actually want to put my Iron Man condenser dryer. You might have remembered I fixed a dryer recently, a candy apple red dryer. I want to bring it up here, and I want to put it basically where those TVs are. And yeah, anyway, let's get into this. Actually, in fact, if we turn around, if we have a look through there, that's my dryer. That's what I want to put up there. But all of those TVs, guys, that's what we want to do. We want to actually scrap all of those TVs. I plan on doing it down here. I want to do it here. It's the only place that there's enough room to do it. For me, it's going to take days and days, I reckon. For you, not so much, but I am going to be throwing all of the junk from those TVs, the steel chassis, the plastics, etc. out in the yard, and I'll take those back to the dump later on, maybe even tomorrow, so the weekend tomorrow. But that's, sorry, it took like 10 minutes to explain. that's what we're doing in this video. I'm just going to be time-lapsing most of this. I think it's going to be quite interesting for some people. I'll actually stop sometimes and show you different lighting systems, backlighting systems in TVs. You get edge lighting systems, you get, you know, your local dimming. You get a lot of local dimming, you get very sparsely local dimming. Yeah, it could be an interesting video. So let me get set up and I'll be right back. All right. There we go. Okay, so I'm kind of lucky. I'd say a good portion of these TVs I've already taken the boards out of and kind of put them in stock in case I need them. But probably I'd say maybe 30% have been done. So I'm just going to go through, and it doesn't matter how rough I am with these things. This is our first one. I had one of my Milwaukee impact drivers go down the other day. It's kind of making things a little bit difficult. That's all right, I found it at the dump. All right, I'm just going to do this. We're going to do a time lapse. If there's anything interesting, I'll show you. But let's just try to get through this. Wow, that's a lot of local dimming zones, isn't it? That's awesome. I reckon this TV would have been pretty good. What was this TV? Let's have a look. This TV was a 60 LB 6500 LG. Yeah, classic cracked screen. So I am just going to come down here and pull these off. See, they just... Nice, so I'm going to salvage all of those. You can see just over here we have that part that I'm after, this nice translucent diffusing panel. So that's a cool thing. We're going to save that. The rest we're going to dump. Down here we have the screen. That's all glass. But yeah, I'm not being really cautious here. You might see that I'm just ripping the sides off. Normally you'd go through and there's tabs that you have to press and be gentle and so forth. Man, if I did that, like I did with that last TV that I made a video of me scrapping, that will take me forever to get through them all. So I'm just going to be ripping them off with some multi-grips. Anyway, let's do it. Alright, give you a quick look at this. You might remember years ago maybe hearing the term Edgelit TVs. Well, can you see here along the inside edge? They're all your LEDs from the LED Edgelit type of TV. Now sometimes you find them on all the edges, sometimes you find them on just each side, but this one's only got one. It's pretty much all you need. You should have seen the panel, the thing that I just pulled out. Check out this bit of acrylic. Look at this. This is called a Fresnel lens. See, it's like a magnet. It's like a. I talked about this in that other video when I pulled the other TVs apart. It's designed to make the light look like it's further away from the screen. But yeah, this is a really nice, big, heavy, thick one. So I'm just going to put this back here. We can't use that in our build, but I like to hold on to them. I might actually make a window one day, a fake window. Alright, let's get back into it. So I'm going to toss this out. So far, how many is that? About 3 or 4 TVs that I've done. Got a lot more to do. Now check this out. This is really interesting. So this TV is a Samsung TV. You might have seen a video that I released a little while ago that said why I would not buy a LG backlit TV, LED backlit TV, and it was because all of these diffuser bulbs fall off. And I had an example there, the one that I pulled apart, and they were all off. They all fell off. Now, all the TVs so far that I have scrapped in this video have been LGs, and a lot of them actually were fallen off. Now, but they were simple. All I needed to do was actually pull them off, and I could knock them off with a spanner. It was so easy to get them off. But this is a Samsung TV, and these ones here are super hard to get off. These are not falling off. This, in fact, I don't even feel like scrapping this. I've got this far, so I may as well take these off. But man, these are a lot more difficult to pull off than the LG. In fact, the last TV, was it the last one or the second last one? Check this out. I noticed this. Have a look at these. I pulled this out of a panel just before. Now, look at that. That's glue. So somebody has actually gone in there. Their previous owners, they've actually gone in there and they've actually painstakingly glued a few of these down. And yeah, so there you go. So some people do try and fix them. It's a big job to try and fix a TV like that these have fallen off. But what they didn't do, what they should have done, is actually pulled the ones that were still on the panel off and re-glued them also, because what would have happened is he would have put the ones that have fallen off, put it all back together, and then a few days later they would have started falling off other ones. So yeah, that's an LG TV for you. Anyway, get back to it. If you're going to get an LG TV, make sure it's an OLED. That's all I can say, because they're awesome. All right. Just show you this TV. This is another Samsung. The cool part about this is they use sticky tape. They're using sticky tape to hold the, this is it just there, to hold the frame onto the TV, the inner frame. It's actually a lot easier to pull apart. You don't have to use screws, and don't know what that says about the quality of the TV though. But gee, it makes it a lot quicker. Here's another bit of interesting information. These here are Samsungs. These are Samsung diffusers. And what is very interesting, these don't feel anywhere as nice as the LG diffusers. The LGs they're chunky and nice and beautiful, and LG just don't know how to attach them to their panels. That's their problem. But look at the Samsungs. Now look at the, this is Hisense. They're identical. They are identical. I'd say that they share this. Look at that. Spot on. Okay. I never knew that. Why would I? But yeah, just thought that's noteworthy. Let's set you back up here. I haven't even made a dent in all of those TVs yet. Alright, on to the Sonys. Seriously, this looks like it's like Fort Knox. I don't really want to do this. Oh, man. Okay, so this is out of a Sony. It's a 65X750. No, hang on a second. 65X75000D. And these diffusers are tiny. I mean, they look very similar to the Samsung. Let's put one next to it. Gee, they're small compared to the Samsungs. They're very similar, but they're just a lot smaller. Not many of them on this TV. But that's not to say other models of Sony's don't have very populated panels. I mean, Sony's, in my book, are one of the best TVs you can buy. But yeah, it's interesting looking at all of these things. Look how many bulbs are in this Samsung. That's amazing. That's a lot. That is a lot of dimming areas. Local. Wow, that's excellent. Okay, so this here is going to be my last TV for a little while. I'm going to have to reset. I'm going to have something to eat, but I have to get rid of this, clean this whole area up, because I'm on my hands and knees, and there's all these tiny little screws that are digging into my knees. Not just that, we now have glass everywhere. So I want to protect my eyes. So I'm going to clean up, vacuum, and start all over again. But look at that TV. That's awesome. It looks like we've made a bit of a dent. It'd be nice to get these massive 75-inch TVs out of the way. In fact, this one here I might actually hold on to, because my brother has that model. Just in case his TV ever goes down, I might need that. Yeah, if I can get these ones done, and those couple there done by the end of the day, I'll be pretty happy. It's going to be an interesting one. Curved. Okay, check this out. Look at my room. It looks like a bomb's gone off. It's nuts. Hey, listen, I'm not filming any more of me dismantling these things because it sucks. I hate filming this. I'm bored out of my head. Guess how long I've been going for? I've been going for 4 days straight, believe it or not, dismantling TVs. I've dismantled about 60 of them. and it sucks. I'm so over it. Yeah, I just want it to end, and I think it's about to end because I think I've got about 3 more to do. But have a look at these. These are all the diffusion layers that are in the TVs. I've just got so much goodness here. I'll be using all of this stuff, well, a lot of that stuff, as well as a lot of these frontal lenses. And the cool thing is, while I've been doing this, I've been thinking of different things that I can use them for. So at least they're not going to go to waste. It's just so good to use this rather than see it go into landfill and so forth. But yeah, all of these circuit boards, I still have to wrap all of those, and kind of, I've already written the labels out. In fact, do you want to see something really impressive? It doesn't look like I've done 60 just by looking at this stuff, but if you come outside here and look in the yard, first of all, look at that. There's about 50 to 60 screens, massive, like 60-inch to 75-inch screens just here. Heaps of them. But if you look over the top, look in the yard. Look at all of that. They're all the frames that go around the TVs. A lot of the frames. I've already taken like a lot of it to the dump. But over here, we have the backs. There's probably, I've taken a whole heap of backs to the dump already, but just here, there's got to be about, I don't know, 45. So yeah, but if we come down in the yard and have a look on this side, look over here. Check all of these out. These are all the metal, like chassis parts of the TV that everything attaches to. Some more large ones over there. But not just these ones here. This is only a few of them. Look over there. Check that out. Man, it's crazy. You can see why I'm so over it. I've been 4 days of just doing this same old stuff. But like I said, at least I'm saving some stuff and I'll get to use it. I'll use it in a lot of my DIY projects and in my cinema, and yeah, all these other things that I've been thinking about using it for. So that's really cool. But I'll show you where these TVs came from. I'll show you the space that I have now. For the first time in years, I have been able to see the sun come through this window, light come through the window in the corner over there. There you go, and you can see I can get to my rolls of fabric. But that is awesome. It's so cool. There's one TV there. It is a TV, but it's not really a TV. I actually made a video on this when I first started my channel, where I was just making a light out of a TV. I went into the menu. It was cracked, but I could still see around. Turned all the eco modes and so forth off. So, and then I took the screen out. And because I took the eco modes off, that meant the TV wouldn't go to sleep or so forth. So I could use it as a light. And it's a good light. It's not bad. But in the future, we'll be using this particular TV for doing some experiments for my Starfield ceiling and my Borg Tron wall. But yeah, it's been a bit emotional as well, because it's taken me years to collect all of these TVs, and within 4 days I've basically just destroyed them and got them out of here. But hey, listen, I was never going to use them. I only used a couple of them over those years. So it's a good thing that I've saved the boards as well, because at least now if I ever come across a whole TV that just needs some boards, I can still fix it. But okay, but for now I'm going to get in here and clean up, and once I've cleaned up, I'll bring it back and we'll just go through some of this stuff and sort a few things out, and we'll actually go through my all this pirate booty diamonds. Check those out. It's just amazing the amount of stuff that I've got. It's so cool. Alright, well, I'll see you in the next scene. Alright, let's wrap this up. Check this out. There we go. No more TVs. No more TVs. We have condenser dryers there now. So that red one, that's the one that I'm keeping. I've just fixed that. And these other two I've just fixed as well, but I'll be moving those along. But I just like to keep them here and do some testing with them, just some test dries, etc. And it's great. It looks, in fact, I really like having them all there. But that's fantastic. They're all kind of ready to go, and I have a lot of light pouring in through that window, so I'm really happy all of those TVs are gone. And these ones, like you've seen before, these ones are the ones that I've already fixed and they're all ready to go. And the cool part is, guess how many TVs I end up fixing? I end up doing, not fixing, scrapping. I end up pulling apart and throwing out about 80. I reckon 80 to 90 TVs. I just went nuts in the end. I just went nuts. In fact, if we have a look over here, remember this? These were my TV shelves as well. These TVs were all kind of here waiting for parts. Well, I've actually pulled out, I would say, half of the TVs out of here, and just I'm throwing those out. In fact, most of them are outside here, and I'm not even going to be deboarding them. I'm not going to get any parts out of those. I'm just going to take them straight to the tip because I've got enough. I've got so much. But yeah, in the next few weeks, I am going to be pulling that entire shelf out of there, making a lot of space, and putting my, I guess I'm going to put my arcades and certain things. I think I'll put my treadmill there for a little bit, but that's where my arcades are going to go for my home cinema. And basically on that wall there, I'll end up putting my bar fridges. You've seen them, they're up there. I'll put some bar fridges in there and just kind of frame this place out. But that's to come. But check what we've got. Look at our booty. Let's have a look at the Fresnel lenses first. So I've got all these Fresnel lenses. They're so heavy, I can't even pick them all up at the same time. I tried to lift that carpet that they're sitting on. Too heavy. I don't know how I'm going to store all of this stuff. I really don't. Yeah, I'd like to keep them all grouped up. Like there's about 3 layers per TV. I'd like to kind of keep them grouped up. So I might have to kind of roll each 3 layers up and put a band around them. I don't know where or how I'm going to store them, but I'll work it out. Don't worry. And these are all our perspex and acrylic. I had planned on actually doing a time lapse where I actually kind of flipped each one down to the carpet, but that seems like a lot of work. But I'll just show you from the side. Here we go. We have a ton of these. So that's great. They're going to come in handy for my Starfield ceiling, as well as my Borg Tron wall behind my screen. And I'll probably use a fair bit of that in my diffusion acoustic diffusers as well. But I've come up with another idea for all of this stuff. I've decided to make some of those windows. You know, there's a guy on YouTube. He actually makes, he's got his channel's called DIY Perks, and I said before, he's made these windows and it looks like the sunlight is pouring through because he's using these Fresnel lenses. So I've decided to do that, and I think I'm going to make a video of me doing it. In fact, under my house on the ceiling, it's very much like this ceiling here. I've actually decided to kind of align the entire ceiling where I can with all those Fresnel lenses and the acrylic and so forth, and bring some daylight bulbs in and see if we could make underneath my house look like, the sun's just shining above, because that's the problem in my house. It's underneath the house anyway. It's very dark. So I reckon that'd be a really cool way to use up a lot of these things. So look out for that video. I won't be doing it for a while, but that's what I'll do with a lot of that stuff. So let's have a quick look at these bulbs. Well, they're not bulbs. They're actually kind of the diffusers that go over the LED bulbs in the TVs. You've seen them in my videos before. Let's have a look at these. So these ones here, these ones in this tin here, are a lot of Samsungs from Samsung TVs, and I've got about 2 tins just dedicated to Samsungs. I'll put that there. Check these ones out. I've got 2 tins of these. These are really chunky, and these came out of really expensive LG TVs. In fact, these were really difficult to pull off. These particular ones here, these were incredibly hard to get off, which is really strange because I've always said that the LG TVs are the worst TVs to buy. Backlit TVs, I should say. The OLEDs are fine. The OLEDs are great. But the normal backlight TVs that LG sells, most of these fall off. But the ones that have this particular diffuser behind them, they were really difficult to get off. I was having to get the screwdriver and really kind of go to town trying to get them off. But it's too hard to know which TVs have these in and which don't. But anyway, let's put those there. There's a bunch more. I really like these ones. These ones are really nice. You can tell you get a really nice diffused kind of light out of these ones, and they're a really nice size as well. I think I've got a couple of tins worth of these. And what do we got here? I think that's just another slight variation. I think these came out of a Sony TV. But check these out. Oh, these came, all of these ones here. These, I'm pretty sure these are Samsung TVs as well. These are like what I showed you the first tin. I'm pretty sure they're the same type. Exactly, yeah, they are. In fact, I think I'll end up, should I pour them in? Oh no, they're slightly different. These ones here are slightly smaller, so keep them separate. There you go. There's a bunch in here. These are all from Samsung TVs, and I think from a couple of cheaper brand TVs as well. So let's put those there. There's some more of those chunky ones. There's a bunch more here. I've just kind of separated them into the, you know, the brand of TV. I don't want to mix them up. And some more there. It's like having a bunch of diamonds. But these ones here are my favorites. These are the ones I think I'll be using a lot of. So check these out. These here are from the LGs, and these are the ones that always fall off the LG TVs. And to be honest, most of the LG TVs that I was pulling apart had a few of these already off, so that's too high. But these are really nice. You can tell they're nice and chunky, and you can actually see they're really kind of almost like crystals. They do give a real nice diffusion to the light bulb if you stick an LED straight behind there, and that's what I'm after for this, you know, my upcoming projects. So I will use a lot of these. I'm stoked. I'm really happy I've kind of gone to this kind of, you know, this trouble. I've been working on it for days. It's the following week, and my yard is still full of TVs, believe it or not. My yard is still full of TVs, but I'll slowly get rid of them. So I'm happy with that. I'm happy with all of this. I don't plan on pulling any more TVs apart from to get the boards out. I don't need any more of this stuff, and I definitely don't need any more of that stuff over there. So there you go, guys. I'm going to call it. I want to say thanks for watching. Please like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.